Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back to That's It. It is the Memorial Day weekend. I hope everyone's planning a good long 3 day weekend vacation. Well, it's not a vacation, but a 3 day long weekend, just enjoying the sun, the fun, the barbecue, or just laying back at home and just relaxing and catching up on your shows. That's what I'm going to be doing because I'm not going anywhere. Maybe. It all depends on my mood, but I'm definitely going to catch up on my shows, and I'm definitely looking forward to the 3 day weekend, possibly 4 day for me, but I'm going to explain to you why it's going to be 4 days for me opposed to a 3 day weekend for most people. But before I get started, I just want to say, I know a lot of people have lives and they have to, I wouldn't say prioritize because everyone has to prioritize, their life and they have to move on and they can't dwell or have people talk about the same old things all the time because, there's other news outlet that's going on with, example, Sean Diddy Combs trial, Blake Lively and Joseph Bidoni lawsuit, the whole shenanigan with, well, it's not a shenanigan, let me take that back. The whole deal with Joe Biden has four-state prostate cancer, and people knew about it this whole time when he was in president, and they try to cover it up and his health and everything. Everything's going on in the world, which I totally get, and we can't be stuck and be at the what I'm trying to get at, still be stuck at the same topic, which I get. But when it comes to something that I'm very passionate about, and also when I feel like I'm led to talk about it by God, because I continue to pray about it and ask God, to give me wisdom, to give me knowledge, and to tell me if I should stop or not. Should I stop talking about a particular topic or just keep going until He tells me to stop? And I always ask Him. I always go directly to my God. And before anything else, pardon me. And I'm keep going. And you guys are wondering what am I reference to? I'm referencing about Sudiksha, okay? I've been talking about her a lot and I can't get her out of my mind. I don't know why. Even though I'm trying not trying, but even though I'm going not going, can't even speak English. Even though I'm going by my daily routine and my daily life, there's times I think about the girl. There's times I think about her, what has happened to her. We still haven't had any answers, unanswered questions about her disappearance. The whole news outlet in Dominican Republic has stopped talking about her, stopped searching for her since like the end of March, okay? Not a peep, not a word, nothing. And I've been checking on a regular basis, okay? Nothing. And there's times, when I'm with my nieces or with my sister or with my friends, I do think about her. I do think about her. Oh my gosh, she could be with her siblings. She can be with her friends. She can be in college. You know what I mean? Studying, med school and stuff like that. And I do think about her every now and then, even though I have my own life, even though I have my own issues that I deal with every single day. But I do think about her. I think about like, man, this girl been missing since March 6th in the Dominican Republic, and we still haven't got any answers about her disappearance. We haven't got any answers about anything. It's just like a cold case. And do anyone even care? Do anyone care if she's dead or alive, or anyone care about her disappearance? And I get it. There's other things to talk about in any other outlets. I get that. But if I want to keep talking about her and say her name, I have every right to do that. Okay, that's the whole beauty of me being American and have my First Amendment rights to say whatever I want to say within reason, obviously. And if I want to talk about Sudiksha, I can talk about her. If I want to talk about her story and what happened to her, I have every right to do that. And if a particular person, and this person knows who I'm talking about, I'm not going to say her name. If you don't like me mentioning her name or keep talking about her because you saying that I keep repeating myself, blah, 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 then go to sleep. Don't watch my channel. You have free will. You don't have to watch my channel if I talk about Sudiksha. You don't have to talk about it. But you're not going to dictate to me what I should or should not say. You're not going to dictate to me that I should not talk about her. Okay? If you're bored of me speaking about her and speaking about her case and her disappearance, go to sleep or just don't watch my YouTube channel video. That's it. You don't have to listen to what I have to say. You don't. And I get it. You have every right to voice your opinion and comment respectfully. I get it, but you're not going to tell me that I shouldn't be talking about it or I talk about the same old thing. Yes, I have. And what's the problem? Yes, I keep repeating myself. What's the problem? Because people need to hear what happened to her, because most people don't know. Some people don't watch the news. Some people don't know what's going on in the world. Some people keep that closed and they don't want to hear it because it's too much negativity, rightfully so. So if I want to keep mentioning her name and keep mentioning her story and what happened to her, I'm going to do that until God takes me home and I have until my last dying breath. I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep talking about her case because her case is just so unsettling. I still feel in my heart that she is still alive. I believe that she's still alive. I believe that she was taken. I believe there was more to what happened that day of her disappearance that most people know and they're not saying anything. Especially, the law enforcement in the Dominican Republic. They know more. They did the bare minimum. I understand that, and I understand that they're not equipped to this whole trial and not trial, this whole disappearance and this whole case, and they wanted to go away. They wanted to go away. They did not want to do more investigation and more of the search of her. Yeah, they did some. They searched in the water, in the beach, in the sand, whatever. But I feel like they didn't do enough. I didn't feel like they do enough. I believe that they got paid by Joshua's dad and to shut it down. To shut it down so it won't be broadcasted to the whole media. It did a little bit, then after that it just snowballed and that was it. That was it, which is really sad. It really is, because there's a young girl who was missing, 20 years old, have her whole life ahead of her, have her parents, have her siblings, had friends, so-called friends. She probably have more friends, but those friends, they're not her friends. Going to med school, had her whole life ahead of her, and it just got taken away because no one didn't want to do more investigation to find out the truth, what happened to her. They just wanted to shut it down because they don't want to, ruin, I guess, their reputation of Dominican Republic or the resorts or any sorts of that. They just wanted to make it go away. And when you have money, it will go away. And that's exactly what they did. They made it go away, which is so sad. And I don't blame the parents at all, like I keep saying. The authorities misinformed the parents. They told the parents that, we found your daughter's flip-flop on the beach and her beach cover on the chair of the beach, and we believe that she drowned. So when you tell a parents that we believe that your daughter drowned without possessing a body to back up your claim, of course the parents are going to believe what the authorities are telling them. Okay, they're telling them that Joshua has been cooperating. He's been, being truthful, which that's a lie because his story, his statement was inconsistent because he told 3 different stories. So that's a lie. But we don't know what they told the parents. They probably told the parents he's very consistent. He's been cooperating. He handed over his passport. Blah blah blah. He's been helping out with the search. Okay. And he's not a person, he's a person of interest. He's not a suspect. Okay, he is a suspect. I don't understand. He is a suspect. He is the last person to see her. He is the suspect. The friends, they're the suspect too. The weird 2 men at the bar at the hotel, they're suspects as well. Everyone is a suspect. But they didn't rule anyone out. They kept focusing on Joshua, which I understand. But they should have been focusing on other people that was around her, that was with her at times. But they didn't do that. They disregarded that and then just focused on Joshua because he was the last person to see her. Again, those authorities, they're not equipped. I don't think that they have common sense. But if it was in the United States, detectives, they would have done an investigation on everyone. You know it, I know it, and that's the facts. And again, it's different laws from the Dominican Republic to the United States. I understand that, but they didn't do their job properly, in my opinion. Okay? So, obviously, the parents are going to say, in which they made a statement, that they believe that their daughter drowned They believe that she's dead, and that this is very sad for them, but they want to move on with their life because they have two other young children to care and to think about. Rightfully so, but I feel like the parents were misinformed, and that's not right because this girl is this young lady, young woman, excuse me, because she's a young woman out there somewhere fighting for her life, giving up hope probably, and thinking that no one is not looking for her. Everyone believed that she's dead. You know, it's just radio silent. And then I just feel like sometimes, I do want to talk about her because I do think about her. I feel like she could be my sister, my friends, a friend of mine. If it was my sister or my friends or my cousin or my nieces, I'd be doing the same thing each and every day. And no one's not going to stop me for talking about that person. It's like, you hear stories in cold cases that a child was abducted or kidnapped or sex trafficking or whatever. And then you hear like 10 years later, 8 years later, they were found. They were found and then they tell their story. It happens. It happens majority of the time. It really does. And people quick to say, why you keep searching? Why you keep looking for it? It's a hopeless cause. This person's dead. And why you having hope that this person's going to be this person's alive or this person's coming home. And you know what? I feel like that's wrong. I feel like that is wrong. If someone is led or they feel that this particular person, their loved one, is still alive and they're doing everything they can to find that person, why not? Why not? Why people can't be supportive? I get it. It could be draining. It could be frustrating, especially you have your own lives and you have other children. I get it, but it's someone's child. It's someone's child. And I feel like people should not give up. If it was my kid, I would never give up. I would never give up on my child until someone tells me otherwise, that my child is dead. I would continue to search for my kid, heaven on earth. And like I keep saying, you have to kill me or God has to take me home for me to stop. Other than that, I'm going to keep going and keep fighting to find my child. And that's what I'm doing with her, with Sudiksha, excuse me. I'm fighting for her. I'm a voice for her. And if this particular person who commented about my video that I keep saying the same thing, blah, 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 all the time, I don't care. That's my rights. That is my prerogative. And I'm going to keep talking about her until someone do something about it. Until someone do an open investigation and find out the truth about her. Where did she go? What happened to her? Because I want to know the truth. If it was up to me, I would fly to the Dominican Republic and ask questions. I really would. But I don't think my husband would like that very much. I'll probably be divorced. But, he wouldn't like that very much. But I would definitely do it in a heartbeat. Obviously, I would bring someone with me because I wouldn't travel alone because I don't want to be kidnapped or snatched if you ask too many questions. Because that's what they do over there. If you ask too many questions, you tend to disappear. Or you tend to be sex trafficking. Obviously, I would bring a group of people with me. I just wish I would love to go to the Dominican Republic and ask questions, but unfortunately, I can't. Unfortunately, I don't have the resources to do that. And obviously, again, if I did want to do it on my own, I don't think I want to, risk my life or my friend's life if they're willing to go with me. You know what I mean? And they have their own lives and they have children too. But if I was, it just really saddens me, you guys. It really does, because it's like no one doesn't care. Majority, some people do care because they have talked about her, and then I get it. People stop, because they have other lives to deal with, and they have other things to focus on, and it's like another story. A girl gone missing, and that's it. Case closed without any answers, without any thorough investigation, just like that. And to me, it doesn't sit well with me. It really don't. It really don't sit well with me. And I'm going to continue to pray. I always continue to pray for her, continue to pray that we will get answers about her disappearance. I will continue to pray that, when there's darkness, there's light, that the truth will come out about her disappearance. And it takes only one person. It takes one person to tell the truth. It doesn't matter how long it will take. And I believe that in my heart that the truth will come out about the disappearance. And then we can look back on my videos and other people's videos that, they were right all this time. You see, you don't have to take my word for it. I believe that she is alive. I believe that something happened to her. And I also believe that the truth will come out of what happened to her and who was involved in all this, and said nothing. Said nothing and kept quiet because they were fear stopped them. Fear stopped them for them not telling the truth or come forward what really happened to her. And that really saddens me. It really, really does, because she's a human being. She's a person, who had her whole life ahead of her, a future. She's someone's friend, someone's daughter. And it seems like no one doesn't care anymore. Everyone's just going on with their life like, okay, she's dead. She drowned. She had a good time in Dominican Republic during the spring break, and that's it. When people who really knows what happened to her are sleeping well at night in their bed, laying their head on their pillow, like living their life like nothing happened. But like I said, the truth always comes out, because look what happened to Diddy, okay? He got away with a lot of stuff, allegedly, over 20 years, and look what happened. Things come out. So like I said, when things are hidden in the dark, God bring it to the light. He does. It may take 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, a year, 2 years, but God will bring it to the light. He always does. He's always on time. He's never late. That's why I'm not worried. That's why I continue to pray, because I know that justice will be served for Sudiksha. It will. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, you guys, I have a big announcement before I let you go, because I know it's the Memorial Day weekend and I don't want to hold you guys up. So as you know, before I tell you my big announcement, as you know that I've been doing videos about my husband and I getting pregnant, and how we have issues of getting pregnant, and there was a lot of trials and tribulations and a lot of challenges, and I'm starting the IVF. And luckily the IVF treatments, the injections, been going well. I've been getting a lot of swelling and bruises on my stomach and my thigh. But luckily, and a minor headache, but luckily I haven't had any mood swings. And I'm like, okay, this is great. I don't know how to feel, what type of mood swings, because I'm usually, with me, it's like I'm hot and cold. I'm like, I don't know, what you see is what you get with me. So I feel like I'm the same person. So I don't feel like the medication wasn't affecting my mood swing, because one day I'm great, the next minute I'm just like, I don't want to be around people. I don't know. But anyway, it's been going well, and I have to commend my husband, because he's been such a support system, and he's been injecting me with the medication, and he's been wonderful and great. Sleep deprived, so have I, because his hours are different from mine, and then we have to do it on a normal time schedule, and it has to be at that specific certain times that I have to get my injections done. And he's been great. And also my neighbor downstairs, she's a nurse. She's been helping me a few times with the injection as well. So I really appreciate her too, because she's busy with her work schedule, working 12 hours, and plus help coming upstairs and helping me with the injections and showing me how to do it. So I really appreciate her as well, because I could not have done this with the both of them. And also with God as well, because he's the one who made this happen. He made this happen with me doing the IVF treatments and everything, and having my husband's insurance cover it and everything. And I just had to pay like the co-pays. And that was a struggle as well. But anyway, the big announcement that I'm going to tell you is, drum roll please, da, 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 that I have my procedure on Tuesday for my egg retrieval, which I'm super excited, nervous at the same time, because I'm going to go under, but it's going to be okay, because God is in control. He got this. So I'm super excited that it's happening really quickly, which I was very, very surprised that it's happening next week, Tuesday, and my husband and I, we have to commute to Tampa for the procedure. I really wanted to get it done in Orlando, but the doctor, the anesthesia doctor, he's only here in Orlando once a month. So that particular month, he's going to be in Tampa, which is fine. It's fine. We just have to wake up really super early to get to the facility and have me prep for, for pre-op and sign things, make sure everything is good, blah, blah, blah. You know how it goes when you're getting a minor procedure or surgery. And I'm excited. I'm excited and to see how many eggs they retrieve. It's in God's hands. I'm very hopeful. I'm blessed that this is happening, and I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what's the next chapter going to be after they retrieve my eggs, and see how many good eggs that they retrieve, and then they're going to fertilize it and make it into an embryo, and we go from there. And I will definitely, guys, keep you updated. I just wanted to tell you this big announcement about that, and I'm super excited and blessed. And I have to say, God is always in control. He already knows what's going to happen. And I'm just super excited that He made this happen for my husband and I, because without Him, and none of this is possible. None of this is possible without Him. And God can do anything. It's just trusting and believing and having faith and not feeling discouraged and having hope that all things are possible through God. And that's all I wanted to say about that, you guys. Have a great and safe Memorial Day, and I will see you guys next time. And thank you so much for watching. That's it.